I know for obvious reasons and for totally honorable reasons, you have been reticent thus far to talk about what it's been like to be part of the debate prep, but it's like going to start now. So can you tell us anything about what it's been like, including these mock debates in which you've been channeling your inner Mike Pence?
Well, a lot of it's just making sure that we anticipate what might happen. And as we saw in 2016, Mike Pence is someone who is comfortable saying things that are utterly false with a completely straight face. It's one of the reasons that he's actually a very effective debater. And we wanted to make sure that that we were prepared for that. I'll tell you, my respect for Kamala Harris only grew during the time that we were competing, and even more so now. She has such a command of the facts, and, the American people really are with us. But that doesn't mean that tonight's debate is an easy task because of the sort of talking points machine in a much more soothing, much more calming way than Donald Trump, but, still putting out those same falsehoods. And so it's going to be very important, not only for Senator Harris, of course, to be ready for anything, but also I hope for the moderator to step in with any fact checking that needs to happen so that doesn't fall on candidates to do.
We've had this huge change in world events just since the presidential debate last week, with the president and the first lady testing positive, the president being hospitalized, his somewhat bizarre behavior around his own diagnosis and treatment since then. Can you tell us at all how, if that sort of derailed the planning for the debate and the prep for the debate? We don't know what topics Susan Page will choose to focus on tonight, but we have to expect that recent news on coronavirus and the White House in particular is going to be a major focus.
Just in the last few days, there have been so many head-spinning events. And at the same time, the fundamentals haven't changed. If anything, it's just reinforced what I think Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have been saying this whole time, which is that the American people shouldn't be satisfied with the developed world's worst response to coronavirus. And, this is just one more proof point that not only can they not protect the country, they can't even seem to protect themselves. I mean, if the White House is not safe, who among us will be? And as we've seen today with the president apparently heading on into the Oval, if he doesn't care about the military and civilian personnel working inside the White House, then he certainly doesn't care about you and me.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.